my lord, just to give your lordship a small figure, in the last 5 years, of which since the electoral bonds were introduced, 2017 they were introduced, 17, 18 to 21, 22, 5 years? 5 years. The contribution to political parties by way of electoral bonds has far exceeded any other method of contributing to political parties. Not only that, the amounts are so large. Just take one party, the ruling party at the center. The contributions by way of electoral bonds to just this one party ruling at the center is more than 5,000 crores in just a period of less than 5 years. Now just look at that figure. The limit for spending on each candidate fixed by the legislature is less than 1 crore per Lok Sabha constituency, less than 1 crore. If you set up candidates in all the constituencies in the country, the total amount that can be spent by the candidates of any political party is less than 500 crores in a Lok Sabha election. In just these 5 years, one party which has received the bulk of the political funding by way of electoral bonds is getting more than 10 times the maximum permissible expenditure on elections by its candidates. More than 10 times. So just see, my lord, what this is doing to our democracy.
Maximum permissible limit for a candidate?
70 lakhs or so.
Parliamentary constituency.
70 lakhs.
Of course, my lord, this limit is not adhered to. We all know that, because candidates are spending 10 times, sometimes 100 times the amount in cash. Now, Election Commission says, though it's a corrupt practice, spending more than the limit is a corrupt practice, but Election Commission says, look, we can't catch them. Everybody knows that many candidates are spending many times by cash. One of the arguments in this for introducing electoral bonds was, the stated argument of the government was that, well, this goes through the bank. These electoral bonds can only be purchased through bank transactions by check draft or direct transfer. Therefore, it will reduce cash. That was their argument. But I think very simple. If you wanted to curb the role of cash in elections, all that you had to do was to pass a simple amendment saying no political party or candidate shall be allowed to spend or take any money through non-banking channels. Everything will have to go through banking channels. And if you do that, it will be a corrupt practice. Suppose such an amendment, when this note ban was brought, Lord, one of the objectives, given stated objectives of the government was that we want to make a cashless economy, because we want the role of cash to be reduced. Now, I can understand that ordinary person on the street can't be made cashless. He can't be expected to do all his transactions through check and banking channels, but political parties and candidates contesting elections, they could have been made cashless by this simple law saying that you have to, or if you are a candidate or if you are a political party, all your transactions have to be through banking channels. But that was not done.
All right, now Mr. Bhushan, let's do this. Let's look at the scheme of the electoral bond.
Yes.
And then you can make your submission.
Yes.
We've seen the amendments which have been made.
I fought the election in 2014 and it was 70. Today, whether it's 95 or 75 for a parliamentary constituency.
How much? 95?
95 or 75, depending on the state. For example, Andhra Pradesh is 95, Arunachal is 75. And for state elections, it's 40 and 28.
But out of when you do you have to maintain a separate account for all this?
Yes.
Every candidate has
every day, Malas, we have to submit what we have spent every day.
Every candidate as well as every political party.
Yeah, they could.
Yes.
And
So
this
the
is
election-
reflected in the conduct of election rules, rule 90 gives this data.